Well, this is Culvers Farm Fishery. Used to be a day ticket water, but about 6 months ago, with a change of circumstances, it was closed and it's now been reopened as a syndicate water. Cookin and Carpin are proud to be syndicate members from the very beginning. This is the small, it's called the middle lake because there's a little pond above, but this is the first one that you can fish. This one's going to be set up really for day ticket anglers and people who want to fish a waggler or a feeder rod with lots of small fish. It's a nice easy runs water. As you can see, the work's already started. Every fishing station is a nice barked area surrounded by timber. Nice and safe and comfortable. This is the first swim you come to as you come out from the car. This is still on the smaller of the two lakes. It's the next swim along. It's a proper double swim. You can actually fish back to back here. You look down towards the other end of the lake, and there's another little double swim just over there. Well, there are carp in this little lake, but the bigger ones are all going to be hopefully in the bottom lake, which is much bigger. This one's probably about an acre in size, perhaps a little more. Another double swim. As you can see, you're back to back. One good place for two people to put a bivvy up if they wanted to do a night. There's not too many pegs on here. I think there's 6 in total. And with a syndicate of only 40, should never be full up. One last look at this pretty little lake from the dam end before we go down to the carp lake proper, which is obviously an awful lot bigger than this one. Well, this is the shallow end of the bigger of the two lakes we can fish. I'm not really sure how big this one is. It's probably 4 or 5 acres. There's a lot of weed up this end, but in the summer on a hot day the carp love to be up here cruising about, and they're quite happy to take floaters. This is the lake where most people want to be, and the one that we're most excited about. This is the view down the lake from the shallow end. This is where the water comes in, the weedy bit. There's actually fish here feeding on the surface now. There in the middle, you can see the first of the islands. It's a very well established fishery. It's been here a fair old time. I first fished it probably 25 years ago as a matchman. All the banks are mowed and all the stations are comfortable, bark chipped and wooden framed. Well, this is the wooded side of the lake. Yeah. And you can see that there's quite a lot of snags in and around the islands. You definitely have to fish locked up here. Well, as you can see, it's this side of the lake's quite overgrown, very intimate, but absolutely ideal for a bit of stalking. I'm about a third of the way down the lake now, on the woodland side. Looking back up to the shallow end, see a couple of stations there. I'm stood on a station now. It's very cleverly laid out so that nobody's overcasting anybody else. You can tell that Tony from the island's fishery has made the final decision where the pegs are going to go. This side's sort of more of a stalking area. You certainly wouldn't want to bivvy up and snag fish all night, whereas the other side's a bit more open water and much easier for a session angler like ourselves. Well, over there is Camp Cookin and Carpin where we spent the night. The bivvy's gone. I've taken that back to the van. All that's left is the day shelter. Just a little way up is Barry's day shelter, where he joined us for the day. There's not too many pegs on here. I think it's 7 one side and 3 the other, or 4 the other, something like that. So it's never going to get overfished because you can only fish from the pegs provided. So pretty here. This is the bottom bay, right down the deep end of the lake. The peg in here with the monk over in the corner. We'll just come out of the trees on the wooded side of the lake, right down in the deepest corner, the bottom end of the lake, where the monk's tucked down, just there where the water goes out. This is the view back up the lake. As you can see over there is the peg where I was stood just now. It has the whole bay to itself. Certainly very generous with the spacing. And you look all the way back up this gorgeous lake to the shallows. I love it here. And here we are on the last peg of the clear bank, I'll call it. One's the wooded, the other must be the clear bank. And it comes down, fishes the same bay as the previous peg, but there is just plenty of water to go at. So there's 11 pegs I think on here, a syndicate of 40. Not all carp anglers, there's going to be plenty of room. Stocking's already started. There's been some absolutely stunning fish been put in already. Only small at the moment, 3 to 5 pounds, but they're fast growers and they're very, very pretty fish. Fortunate enough to catch a couple of them this morning, which shows they're already on the feed. You're going to see a lot of cooking and carpin here. This is the middle of the clear bank, about halfway down the lake. Probably my favourite bit. You can see the second island's just in front. There's just so many features to go out here. CM Fisheries have done such a good job on this lake already, and it's only going to get better. A new home for cooking and carpin.